Hi folks, welcome back to Tansy's garden. I am setting up today my February garden journal pages and I thought I'd bring you along with me. I realised that in the previous video when I set up the year, I actually forgot to show you how I would use this most months, so that's the purpose of this video. So obviously this is a February specific one, but to be honest, every month is going to be pretty much the same as every other month in terms of setup. So while things will change in the garden, the way that I'll set it up in the book will be exactly the same. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope that this might inspire you perhaps to do something similar in your garden journal. So I quite like to keep it simple for the cover page, so I'll put on the left a list basically of the days of the month, and I'll do like a daily log thing, and then I like to put a picture on the right that's something inspiring about the month, or something sort of a picture that I look at and I think, oh, this is something that I could focus on this month, or something that I really like, something that's going to inspire me to get out in the garden. So I got a whole load of photos printed. Some of these are my own photos, and some of them I found on a website called Unsplash, and it's lots of freely available photos from fantastic photographers. That top one and also the robin are from there. The other 3 are ones that I took myself this month, and I'm just trying to decide which one I like the best. I have a thing about grasses at the moment, so both of these are, I believe, a type of pennisetum, and I've actually gone for the one that I took in RHS Wisley, which you'll see in a minute. I spent quite a while debating here. So that photo of the pathway is actually of a lovely little spot I found in RHS Wisley Gardens, and there is a robin sitting right in the middle. It's my favourite spot to go every time I go to visit, but I actually decided on the grasses instead, with some dew on the top. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm quite inspired by grasses at the moment, and I'm hoping to include a few more of them in my garden this year. As usual, double-sided sticky tape for this to get it to stay in properly. So February is still quite a quiet month for me at the moment. In the UK, we're still in the low temperature zone, so we've not got above 10 degrees yet, degrees C, since the start of the year, as far as I remember anyway. I am keeping track actually of the temperatures daily. Oh, in fact I'm completely wrong, because we did have 12 degrees, there we go, on the 3rd of February. So actually after I recorded this. But yes, it's still quite a quiet time of the year. We're not quite in spring, things are just starting to poke out. I've got a few bulbs popping up, which is quite exciting. But I'm probably going to get started thinking this month about what I need to sow and what my plans are. So I do already have a plan for my vegetable beds and what I'm going to be doing with them. And if you'd be interested, let me know in the comments, and I can do a bit of a talk through of my plans for that. Maybe give you some inspiration. My usual tactic here is with the individual letter stamps. Last year in my personal journal I managed to spell February wrong, so I'm glad I got it right this time. The page on the left there, my plan for that essentially is to have a column tracking the temperature and a little symbol that indicates a little bit about the weather that day, so whether it was raining or sunning or whatever. Sunny. And then just a comment on sort of what I'd done that day, or if I noticed that a particular plant was starting to pop up or starting to flower, just a single line sort of notes on the garden, just anything that jumps out to me that's something I want to look back on and keep track of. Rather than doing stamps for the top of this, I thought let's just keep it simple and let's just write. So actually this is the reason that I'm not as fond of Moleskine journals anymore, is because for months where you have 31 days in the year, there's not quite enough lines in a Moleskine notebook, because there are 30 lines, and so it means that you end up not having quite enough space for all of your days. But it works, it's just not ideal. So on these two pages, on the left I've got the jobs that I need to do this month, and I will fill this out at some point. I'm not going to do it today because I haven't quite decided what I need to do yet, but it'll probably be things like pruning back my climbing rose and sort of any transplant things that I need to sort of move plants around or anything. That's a good time to do it at the moment. And then on the right I want to track what I'm planting and what I'm sowing and when I'm doing it. So maybe later in the year I'll need more than one page, but at the moment in February, one page is enough, I think. And then this is actually the final bit that I'm going to be setting up, but so this is going to be my February log. And my tactic here is basically I'll have a header for the whole month, which I did get wrong. You'll see me correct it in a minute. That's why I always have to check these stamps the right way around, but this time I forgot. But anyway, the February log, the idea here is I have that main title for the whole month, and then each day, whenever I want to log something, if I'm doing something in the garden or I'm keeping track of what I'm doing, or sort of if I get inspiration from somewhere, then I'll put down the date and the day and just draw a line and add in what I want to add in. And so it keeps it very simple, means that it's much easier for me to actually use it. I don't have that sort of, that hurdle, if you like, of having to get the stamps out and make it look pretty. I can literally just write something down. So I thought I'd show you my January page just so you can see how I used that for the month. And actually that I didn't start properly until partway through January, but I'd already been keeping track of the temperatures in my personal notebook anyway. But we did have a period of frost in the middle there, and everything seems to have survived, but there we go. And so those are my jobs in January. There's a few bits that I didn't quite finish doing. I still have my string of hearts cuttings sitting there, but I did make a good start on starting off some potatoes. And this is exactly what I was talking about just now, about putting in a date for each month, and I have a it's a Trodat stamp that stamps the date very easily to put that in, but you could just write it down. And now that the Tipp-Ex has dried, we're going to add the Y in. Okay, so just a final flip through to show you the pages that I set up. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, do like the video and drop me a comment. Alright, see you soon.